how did AcadArena start out? Because again, I don't quite remember when I first heard of you, but I do remember hearing about you guys somewhere. I think last year. Don't remember. So I apologize for not remembering where it was. I encounter a bazillion startups because of this. But how did this start out?
Gotcha. So okay, so it was the summer of 2018. It was the summer. Okay, so sorry, it's the summer of 2018. Okay. So for context, I've always wanted to have my own Hustleshare episode. I've listened to every episode. So I have been preparing this question since the last episode 20, episode 25 of Hustleshare.
Oh,
so
wow.
this is a pre-rehearsed question. It's a pre-rehearsed question.
Now this is your chance. Go kill him.
Okay, it was the summer of 2018. Garena Philippines had news that it was about to shut down because they wanted to centralize operations in Singapore. Okay. By that time, Ariane was already working in another company. She was working at, that was Huya, right?
I don't know, insert Chinese company.
Insert random Chinese company that was paying Ariane a lot of money. Insert random Chinese company. Let's just like put that there. But shout outs to all the awesome gaming companies out there.
I love it.
But basically, the collegiate program at Garena was winding down. Garena Philippines itself was close to shuttering down for centralization purposes. But they had one last major big bang event called Globe Conquerors Manila 2018. Okay. Around the same time, Ariane and I were talking that Justin, you're moving to the US. I have a new job. How can we still keep the collegiate or campus gaming community alive here in the Philippines? So we were thinking about it. We had a couple of brainstorms. We had a couple of good ideas, a couple of bad ideas, a couple of names that will never be ever referenced again for copyright purposes. But what happened is that I saw the guy who was the leading Globe Telecom's gaming division at this event called Globe Conquers Manila. I was actually flown out there by ESPN to cover the event. So it was my last event in the Philippines before I left for the US for college. And I saw the guy just walking right outside the bathroom. Walking right outside the bathroom, the guy who was the head of games at Globe, so the director of games, Mr. Jake. And I told myself fuck it, let's shoot our shot. So I walked up to him. I told him hey, I have an idea.
Okay. And did he at least wash his hands? I should have made sure that he...
Let's assume a cultured man like him does it. All right. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? All right. Let's assume. We like to believe the best in people. All right. So what happened is that I walked up to him and I told him hey, I'm Justin. I'm currently a freelancer for ESPN, but I have this cool idea about gaming, about a startup that builds gaming programs in colleges across the Philippines. We have a little bit of traction already from our time as a pseudo ragtag gig. And he said obviously he was probably weirded out by some random kid who was 5'2", 5'3", walking up to him with a camera because I was a photographer at the event. So I was I just walked up to him. I just said
in the bathroom with a camera.
It wasn't the bathroom. It was the entrance of the bathroom. All right, it was the entrance.
Still creepy. It doesn't matter.
If anyone's ever been to Moa Arena, it's that's yung bathroom sa tabi ng Starbucks.
Right.
So it's
yes,
that one.
Yes.
Yeah. So what happened was that I walked up to him and said oh, that's an interesting idea. Can you hit me an email at this email and then let's meet. And then I fully thought at that point he was gonna ghost me. I fully thought he was gonna ghost me. But he actually sent me he told me he was interested. And Ariane and I actually came up with a deck in 24. I just randomly PM'd Ariane while she was working. Ariane, we have an in at Globe, so we made a deck and then a random deck, and then I scheduled a meeting with this guy the week after. The problem was that I was back in Iloilo, prepping back for college. So I used all the money I had saved up for my freelance gigs to fly back to Manila the next week to meet him at this weird baby back rib restaurant in BGC. Right? It was good baby back ribs though. It just looked really shady. Pero it was so imagine we were eating ribs, so eating ribs, but I was also on my laptop showing him slides. Right?
That would have been messy as hell.
It was messy, all right. It's just leave it to your imagination because this is an audio experience, all right. And he told me he was actually interested in running it because Globe actually had a couple of initiatives to put just cater to the younger market. So Ariane and I, even though I was juggling school and she had a full-time job, we spent the entirety of 2019 on a bootstrap budget building the first version of AcadArena, which was basically 2 long tournaments, one in the first half of the year and one in the second half of the year, leading up to a massive event. one of the events being in Iloilo, and the other event in which we converted the entirety of the FEU Institute of Technology into a convention center. So for the first part, AcadArena was really just us as a side hustle for us. It was really just a passion project that we worked on weekends or worked on at late nights that we didn't take any money out of. Every single cent that we had from our events and our programs went all the way towards all our projects at like the first version of AcadArena, which was really just like basically a non-profit gig for us at that point.